Well, hello there. Sion Batson here from Sion Batson Tutoring, and in this video, I will be teaching you how to add and subtract integers. A very important concept for my 7th graders, my 8th graders, my high school students, and my GED students. So let's go. Now, this exercise is out of my 7th grade math workbook. You can master 7th grade math, next generation learning standards, and my pre-algebra workbook. You can master essential algebra skills, a simple guide. Now, both books are excellent resources for homeschooling, virtual learning, extra practice at home, homework help, and state test prep. Each book is filled with very simple and easy to follow notes and explanations, step-by-step examples, guided examples, and tons of practice problems and answers. So if you have a 7th grader, an 8th grader, a high school student, or if you are getting ready to take the GED exam, I would highly recommend that you get a copy. You can get your copy from Amazon or from my website, www.sbatsonacademy.com. Now, to our exercise. Very important. This video is part 2 of adding and subtracting integers. If you haven't seen part 1, I would highly recommend that you go watch part 1, master the foundation of the skill, then come back and join us. Yes? Perfect! Let's continue. In this video, I will be teaching you how to combine signs when adding and subtracting integers. Yes? Now, the general rule is when adding and subtracting integers, if two signs are next to each other, we can combine them. Yes? That's the general rule. When adding and subtracting integers, if two signs are next to each other, we can combine them. Now, here are the rules for combining signs. If we combine a negative and a negative, we will get a positive. If we combine a positive and a positive, we will get a positive. And if we combine a negative and a positive, we will get a negative. How are you feeling so far? Perfect. Now, this will be the approach. If two signs are next to each other, we will combine them. After combining the signs, if the remaining signs in front of the integers are the same, we are going to add. Then keep the sign that's in front of the bigger integer. If the remaining signs in front of the integers are different, we are going to subtract. Then keep the sign that's in front of the bigger integer. Get the idea so far? Perfect. So we are going to combine signs, yes, then add or subtract. Let's go to our first example here. We have a negative 5 minus a negative 3. So again, if you look carefully here, we have two signs that are next to each other. Do you see them? Yes. We have two negative signs right here that are next to each other. So whenever two signs are next to each other, combine them. Make life easier. Yes? If we combine a negative and a negative, we will get a positive. So these two negative signs become a positive sign. So we are left with negative 5 plus 3. Yeah, life is much easier working with two signs. Yes? So don't forget, whenever you have two signs next to each other, combine them, right? Perfect. Now, let's go to our rules. After combining, we have a negative sign and a positive sign. So the signs in front of the integers are different. When the sign in front of the integers are different, we are going to subtract. after we subtract, we will keep the sign that's in front of the bigger integer. So we're going to subtract only the integers here. If we subtract 5 and 3, we will get 2. Don't forget though, after subtracting, we must keep the sign that's in front of the bigger integer. The bigger integer here is 5. The sign in front of the 5 is negative. So our answer is negative 2. How is that? It's very simple, right? It's a very simple skill. Don't you ever forget. Whenever you're adding and subtracting integers and two signs are next to each other, combine them. Yes? Combine them. All right. Now, quickly, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and thank you for joining us. Now, please click on the subscribe button and turn your notifications on so that you can be notified every time I post a fun, exciting, and easy to follow math tutorial. Yes? Thank you. Let's keep the party going. Let's say we have a negative 14 plus a negative 2. Yes? So again, we have two signs that are next to each other. Yes? We have a positive sign and this negative sign. They are next to each other. So because they are next to each other, we can combine them. We can only combine the signs that are next to each other. No, we wouldn't be able to combine these two signs here because they are not next to each other, right? Don't you ever forget that. If you want to combine, you can only combine signs that are next to each other. So let's combine. If we want to combine a positive and a negative, we will get a negative. So these two signs become a negative sign. Yes? Then what do we have left? We put back our negative 14 and now we have a 2. After combining our signs, we're going to use our two rules to help us. It says if the signs in front of the integers are the same, we are going to add. If after combining signs, if the signs are different, we are going to subtract. Yes? Now, if we look at our two signs, we have after combining, there's a negative sign here and a negative sign here. So our signs are the same. Yes? So since our signs are the same, we are going to add. Very good. When we add, only add the integers here. Yes? So we'll do 14. If we add 14 and 2, we will get 16. And you always keep the sign that's in front of the bigger integer. You cannot forget that. After adding or subtracting, you always keep the sign that's in front of the bigger integer. The bigger integer in this example is 14, and the sign in front of the 14 is the negative sign. So our answer is negative 16. How are you feeling so far? It's a very simple concept. Very simple concept. When adding and subtracting integers, you always check to see if you can combine signs. Yes? If two signs are next to each other, combine them. All right. Let's say negative 9 plus, let's say negative 11. Yes? Same approach. We're going to first check to see if we can combine signs. Remember, we can only combine two signs that are next to each other. Very good. We have a positive sign and a negative sign that are next to each other. So we will combine them. The rule says again, if you want to combine a positive and a negative, you will get a negative. So these two signs become a negative sign. Then we put back what is left. Yes? So after combining signs, we are left with negative 9 minus 11. Good. Now, it's time to add or subtract. Should we add here or should we subtract? Very good. We should add. Let's see why we should add. Because after combining our signs, the remaining signs that are in front of the integers are the same. And when the signs in front of the integers are the same, we are going to add. So we'll add our integers. If we add 9 and 11, we will get 20. And don't forget, after adding, we must keep the sign that's in front of the bigger integer. The bigger integer here is 11, and the sign in front of the 11 is negative. So we must keep that negative sign in our answer. So our answer is negative 20. All right. I know you guys are saying, okay, Sion, give us our time to shine. Let's get a turn to shine. Let's do one more. Then you will get your chance to shine. Okay. Let's do negative 5 plus a negative 3 minus a negative 10. Woo! You get 3 integers now. Don't panic. Whenever we have more than 2 integers, we will work with 2 integers at a time. Yes, we'll start with the first 2 integers, and then we'll continue. We'll include the next one, then bring on the next one. But we will start with the first 2 and then continue. Yes? So let's go. So we will start with these 2 right here. So for these 2, we have 2 signs that are next to each other. Yes? We have a positive sign and a negative sign that are next to each other. So we are going to combine them. If we combine a positive and a negative, we will get a negative. So we have negative 5 minus 3. After combining signs, the remaining signs in front of the integers are the same. This one is negative, this one is negative as well. Since the signs are the same, we are going to add. We add 5 and 3, we will get 8. But remember, after adding, we must do what? Keep the sign that's in front of the bigger integer. Very good. The bigger integer here is 5, and the sign in front of the 5 is negative. So we will keep that. Yes? Now, come here now. Let's put what we have left. We have negative 10. Yes? Again now, we have 2 signs that are next to each other. Do you see them? Yes. We have 2 negative signs that are next to each other. So because these 2 signs are next to each other, we will combine them. If we combine a negative and a negative, we will get a positive. Very good. So we're left with negative 8 plus 10. After combining the signs, the 2 remaining signs in front of the integers are different. One is negative, one is positive. And when the signs in front of the integers are different, we should subtract. Very good. If we subtract 10 and 8, we will get 2. Yes? After subtracting, though, we must always keep the sign that's in front of the bigger integer. The bigger integer between 10 and 8 is 10. The sign in front of the 10 is positive. So our answer is positive 2. Or you can just put 2. Because remember, when the answer is positive, we do not have to put back that positive sign or the plus sign. So our answer here is 2. How are you feeling? Very, very exciting. All right. Guess what? I'm going to give you guys a chance to shine. Yes? I know you guys have mastered the concept, and you're saying to yourselves now, okay, Sion, give us a turn to shine. Your wish has been granted. Your wish. So you're going to pause the video, give it a try, then come back and let's see if we get the same answer. Like always, if you need to, you can go watch the previous examples, then try it on your own. Then you're going to come back and see if we get the same answer. I believe in you. Remember the plan. If 2 signs are next to each other, we are going to combine them. Very good. And after combining the signs, if the remaining signs in front of the integers are the same, we are going to add. If the remaining signs in front of the integers are different, we are going to subtract. Very good. Give it a try. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. I know that you guys have gotten this correct, but let's still go and work it step by step just to be sure. So again, first thing we see here is that we have two signs that are next to each other. Right here. Right? So we are going to combine them. If we combine a negative and a negative, we will get a positive. You guys like how I say positive? I think I should go try it for my church's choir. Right? So after combining signs, we have negative 24 plus 6. Next step is to what? We have to examine our remaining signs to see whether we should add or subtract. Yes? We have a negative sign here and a positive sign here. So our two remaining signs are different. Since they are different, we have to subtract. Very good. Subtract. If we subtract 24 and 6, what are we going to get? 18. Very good. Yes? Now, don't forget, after subtracting, we must do what? Keep the sign that's in front of the bigger integer. The bigger integer here is 24, and the sign in front of the 24 is negative. So we have to keep that negative sign in our answer. Very good job! I know that you got negative 18. Give me a high five. High five. High five. High five. Come on. Come on. Very good. Very good. Very good. I know you guys have mastered the skill. Very good. Very good. Now, can we do one more? Yes. Let's do one more here. Let's do negative 2 plus a negative 10 minus, let's say, a negative 8. I love these negative signs. Good practice. Yes? Now, again, we have three integers. Remember what we do whenever we have two or more integers. Work with the first two, then you're going to include the last one. Yes? Stick to the plan. If you see signs next to each other, combine them. Then you're going to add or subtract depending on whether the signs in front of the integers are the same or if they are different. Give it a try and come back and let's see if we get the same answer. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. I know you guys are saying, I've got this. I've mastered this. And I believe you. I believe you. Again, since we have three integers, we're going to work with the first two. Always start with the first two. Yes? Let's go. First thing again here, I see two signs next to each other. Yes? So we are going to combine them. Combine them. We combine a negative and a positive. Negative, positive. We will get a negative. Negative. I'm working on my singing skills here. So after combining, we'll put back what is left. We have a negative 2 and just a 10. Yes? Now, it's time to add or subtract. Well, after combining, the remaining signs in front of the integers are the same. Both are negative. And when the signs are the same, we are going to add. Remember, you only add the integers, right? Don't confuse yourself. So 10 plus 2 is 12. 2 plus 10 is 12. So we get 12. And we always, after adding or subtracting, keep the sign that's in front of the bigger integer. The bigger integer here is 10, and the sign in front of the 10 is negative. Now, we bring down the rest of the problem. Yes? One step at a time. Again, I see two signs being next to each other. Right here. So we're going to combine them, right? Always combine them. Whenever you're adding and subtracting and you have two signs next to each other, combine them. Make life easy for yourself. If we combine a negative, and a negative, we will get a positive. So after combining, we have negative 12 plus 8. So we went from having 1, 2, 3 signs to just having 2 signs. Life is so much easier working with just 2 signs, yes? Now, let's examine our signs. This one is negative, this one is positive. So the remaining signs in front of the integers are different. Since they are different, we are going to subtract. If we subtract 12 and 8, we are going to get 4. And don't forget, after adding or subtracting, you must keep the sign that's in front of the bigger integer. The bigger integer here is 12, because 12 is bigger than 8. The sign in front of the 12 is negative. So we must keep that negative and that negative sign in our answer. So our final answer is negative 4. Very good. Come on. I'm so excited that you guys give me a hug. I know that you guys got this correct because it's a simple, fun, and straightforward concept. Yes? Very good. Job well done. I really hope you guys find this video helpful. Yes? Until next time, enjoy your math practice and your math homework. See you.